We're going to go for Nem or on her. They're both pretty good targets. Get the one off. We're going to use our ultimate. We're able to pick onto Nem. On her jumps away, dodging our knockup. We're going to get this slow onto Emoja. She is able to use a portal. Beautiful ult from Janice. What a do, skibbity boo, it's your boy Shawnee B Gaming, and today we're going to be playing Tiamat in solo. If you are new to the channel, I upload every single day. I add some commentary to a game that I've already played with the intentions of seeing what went right, what went wrong, and hopefully there's something that we can learn together. If there is something that we learn together, make sure you check out the channel and subscribe for more content. If you are a returning viewer, the first 20 minutes of this game, I gotta say, are pretty darn boring. I'm playing against a Colon, and neither of us can kill each other. It's literally just existing in the lane until a jungler shows up, then somebody can finally get a kill. After the 20-minute mark, we kind of start rotating, getting involved in team fights, and that's where the action really picks up. Tiamat was a lot of fun in solo, and there was something really crazy that happened this game that allowed us to get a Phoenix. So let's go ahead and do a short review of Tiamat's abilities. Tiamat has 3 stances. She has a flying stance, a ground stance, and a summon stance. In the flying stance, her 1 is going to shoot a charged line attack that shoots multiple balls. She's going to gain additional shots at ranks 3 and 5. Her 2 in the flying stance is going to create a triangle with an inner triangle. The inner triangle is going to deal meaningful damage and create a stun. The outer triangle doesn't do a whole lot of damage. Her 3 is grounding dive. She's going to jump onto the ground and switch to her ground stance. And then her ultimate in the flying form is how you enter the summon stance. In the summon stance, the 1 is going to summon 2 serpents. There's going to be 3 sets of 2. The 2 in the summon stance is going to create a beast. This beast is going to kind of stand still until an enemy god gets within range. Then he's going to charge forward, attack them, and apply a slow. The 3 in the summon form is Summon Storm. She's going to be able to create a tornado that follows enemies that knocks them up with the final tick of damage. Tiamat's passive, she's going to gain a large heal and a small heal depending on what dies around her. She can gain scales or hardened scales. Each hardened scale is going to provide 60% damage mitigation. When Tiamat is in the ground stance, her 1 Consume is going to be a small cone attack that can execute minions and jungle monsters. The execution threshold is 30% at level 1, 50% at level 5. If Tiamat consumes a jungle buff, she's going to create a copy of the buff and immediately wear it, but then still have the buff to be picked up on the ground. Tiamat's 2 in the ground stance, Tiamat's going to slam on the ground, creating a line attack that knocks up enemies. Tiamat's 3, Rising Flight, she's going to fly backwards, creating a small little half circle in front of her that deals damage. Rising Flight, or her 3 in the ground stance, is what's going to cause her to enter her flying stance. Tiamat's ultimate in the ground stance. Tiamat's going to spin in a circle and apply a damage over time effect. For each enemy god that Tiamat hits, she's going to gain a hardened scale. In terms of the leveling order, at level 1, you want to put a point to our 1, level 2, put a point to our 2, level 3, put a point to our 3, level 4, put another point to our 1, then at level 5, we want to put a point to our ultimate. We want to max out our 1 whenever we can, max out our ultimate before everything else, max out our 2, max out our 3. This game, instead of going with a starter item, we're going to be going into Bancroft's Talon. Bancroft's Talon is a super strong item for mages and guardians in solo lane. For our relic, we went with Blink. I think clearing wave is definitely safest in the flying form. When going against a Colon, we really just have to watch out for when he transforms. Tiamat also burns a lot of mana in the early game, so you definitely want to try to have blue as often as possible. You don't really want to have any time without blue. Right now we're kind of trying to poke out the Colon and also try to get damage onto the wave. Realistically, we need to clear the wave before trying to poke out the Colon. we summon a 2 onto him that applies an 80% slow, which is a very large slow. We take a lot of return damage. We do have enough money for Bancroft, so we probably are going to back after this wave. It's going to provide us a very large power spike. Bancroft's Talon is going to provide us 100 magical power, 15% lifesteal, and 150 mana. It has a passive that as we lose health, we're going to gain additional power and lifesteal. This is going to cap out at 100 magical power and 20% lifesteal whenever we have 25% health remaining. So the weaker we get, the stronger we get, and the more sustain we get. 100 magical power 4 minutes into the game is pretty darn strong. Cuchulainn most likely does not have defense, so if we get damage onto him, it should be really meaningful damage.
Enemy missing right.
He's in his transformed form. Whenever we jump in the flying stance, we actually have damage mitigation. Not damage mitigation, but damage immune frames. So if we were to have jumped his ultimate, we wouldn't have taken any damage right there. Bancroft's Talon kind of does it all. It's going to allow us to deal damage. It's going to allow us to sustain. We really don't need to back any time soon because we have plenty of lifesteal. We're also able to outclear this Cuchulainn now. So now we can start trying to get poke onto him. Gonna rotate towards our blue buff. We're able to get a little bit of poke onto him, enough to remove his shield in his transformed form. Pele takes a lot of damage. We're going to summon a 2, get a slow, try to hit him with our 2. We miss the stun. We miss every shot with our 1. Since we are at level 3, we're actually at level 4 with our 1, but since we hit level 3, we're getting 2 additional shots. We're going to gain 2 more at level 5. We're going to jump in, we're going to use our ultimate, apply a DOT, hit him and the minions with our consume. We burned a lot of mana. We got him about half health. If we were going to kill this Cuchulainn, this part of the game, whenever we have the power spike from Bancroft's Talon, is going to be the time we want to do it. We're going to blink in, we're going to use our ultimate. We're going to get the knock up, he's able to jump it. We're going to fly back, avoid, nope, we got hit by his ultimate. He transforms, so now he's a health shield, and he's dealing a lot of damage to us. We're going to have to fall back. As long as we have mana sustain, we can stay in lane. We have the health chalice, and we also have Bancroft's Talon, which is going to provide us a lot of lifesteal. I feel like we are definitely on the defensive here. He's definitely the aggressor, and we're kind of just sustaining in lane, trying to stay around and not miss out on any farm.
An ally has been slain. That's too bad. Your left tower is under attack.
Nemesis is nearby. Not a whole lot we can do to her right now. We are just farming up. Cuchulainn dashes up. He hits us with his 1. We're going to summon our bull, but that does nothing to minions, and Cuchulainn was out of range, so he's just going to stand there.
Be right back. Enemy missing middle.
We do have enough money for the lifesteal boots, so that's what we're going to back and pick up. Lifesteal boots are also going to provide us a little bit more power than the cooldown boots. I can see the argument being made for cooldown boots. I think they would also work with this build in solo.
Enemy missing right. Cancel that.
He's got about No, he's got a full level on us. I was going to say half level, but it's a full level. We get ulted. He's about to transform. We're going to jump away, avoid some of his damage. We get rooted. We get the knockup. We're going to use our 1, use our ultimate. Just return some damage. Don't let him poke us for free. Even though he is pretty much poking us for free.
Suffer thee no more. It all belongs to us. Your left tower has been destroyed.
Right now, our only objective is to focus on maintaining our growth in XP and gold and continuously hitting our blue buff. If he were to invade our blue buff, we'd be in a bit of trouble. We would definitely have to back more often and we'd miss out on some gold and XP.
My fury is relentless. Enemy missing right. Attack. Their naivete cost them their lives. Your middle tower is under attack.
So this is my third Tiamat video in a row. My very first Tiamat video, we used the tornado in the summon form a lot. I definitely think that the beast, is a little bit better. We want to use our 1 whenever we're returning to lane and we want to push a lane. He was able to secure the Totem of Q. The Totem of Q is going to provide everybody on the person who secures its team, but with a little bit of gold and some MP5. MP5 is the rate at which you recover mana. So the Totem of Q is like popping a mana potion for everybody on your team. We're going to go ahead and back, and we're going to be picking up the tier 2 of Breastplate of Valor.
It all belongs to us. Enemy missing right.
The Breastplate of Valor is going to be our cooldown item. It's also going to be our physical protection item. If we take a look at the enemy team composition, they have 3 physical characters. The solo laner and the jungler are both physical. So if anyone's chosen in our lane, there's a very good chance that they're going to be physical, and that Breastplate of Valor is going to help us survive. We're going to blink in, try to be aggressive. We also want to make sure that we're clearing. He's about to transform. Nemesis is also here. We're in a little bit of trouble. We're going to activate our Summon 2. That gets us slow into Nemesis. We're losing a lot of health. We're going to pop a health potion, keep loading around. Pele showed up. We get a little bit of damage onto the Nem.
Unfortunate.
I don't think we can kill Kukulin, but we could definitely kill Nem. Nem's rotating in. We're going to throw out our 2. We missed the stun. Hit it with our 1. We're going to jump in, use our ultimate, and are able to secure the pick onto the Nemesis. We're going to go ahead and consume. We're wearing blue, but there's also a copy of blue on the ground. Pele showed up at the perfect time. We are able to get a pick, also secure our blue. I feel like there's just not much we can do against this Kukulin. I believe he's got Warrior's Axe, he's got Warrior Tabi, and then he's got the Stone of Gaia. So every time we're hitting him with our ground 2, we're knocking him up, and that's activating the Stone of Gaia passive, and he's recovering more health than he already is. We're going to go ahead and pick up the Breastplate of Valor. The Breastplate of Valor is going to provide us 65 physical protections, 300 mana, 10 MP5, and 20% cooldown reduction. These stats on Breastplate of Valor are so good that Breastplate does not have a passive.
Your right tower is under attack.
I'm going to go ahead and summon some serpents. Try to get those pushing up wave. He's The serpent is going to summon 3 sets of 2. You're going to have 6 serpents per little portal.
Enemy missing right.
We're going to go ahead and rotate mid. See if anyone's here. Kukulkan's back in lane. Looks like they went into the left side of the jungle. I don't think there's too much we're going to do, so we're just going to rotate back to lane. We summon the 2, get the slow. He's getting very tanky. There's even less that we can do to him than earlier. We're going to get the knockup. Pele is here. We're going to go ahead and rotate to our blue buff. So Tiamat can wear 2 buffs at the same time. She can consume a buff and she can pick up a buff. If she consumes a buff, she has to pick up the other buff. So we consume blue, making a copy of it. If we wanted speed, we would have to pick it up. We couldn't consume speed. That's an ultimate. We're starting to look pretty tanky. We're not taking a whole lot of damage from them. We're not doing a whole lot of damage either. So if you want to cancel a Tiamat spawn, especially with the serpents, I think this is the only one it really applies to. You want to stand in the summon portal, and that will destroy it. We use our ultimate to avoid the push. It's a wet noodle contest over here. We're just throwing wet noodles at each other, seeing what will happen, who will respawn. I feel like there's almost a gentleman's agreement. Like, we're just going to clear minions. We can poke each other out all we want, but nobody's going to die. He's about to transform. I feel like we both know that like neither of us is gonna die. I'm gonna go ahead and use our ultimate. Our ground ultimate has a super short cooldown, so feel free to use that as often as you can. I think it's 20 seconds without any cooldown. We're gonna go ahead and pick up our blue buff.
Their naivete cost them their lives. My fury is relentless. Retreat!
We're gonna prevent his back. By preventing his back like this, we're going to cause him to miss a little bit of golden XP. So now if he doesn't want to miss any golden XP, he has to stick around for this wave. And we're going to go ahead and back. We have enough money for a Warlock Staff. That is going to be the next item we go into. Warlock Staff is going to provide us 85 magical power, 150 health, 200 mana, and 10% magic penetration. It has a passive that you permanently gain 1 health and 0.8 magical power per stack, and receive 5 stacks for a god kill and 1 stack per minion kill. This can stack up to 75 times. So the 85 magical power will evolve to 145 magical power, and the health will evolve from 150 health to 225 health. So this item is giving us some power, some percent penetration, and also some health.
It all belongs to us. My fury is
We jump a little late to avoid the damage and the CC right there. So right now we have serpents from behind our tier 2 tower and serpents from right here to the left of us showing up in lane. So there's 4 serpents charging him. We get the bull off. We're gonna fire our line attack. Get our stun off. He's still essentially full health.
On my way.
We're gonna rotate onto this Nem. She's actually somebody we could get a pick on. Unlike this Kukulkan, there's really not a lot we can do.
Take this jungle.
Telling Janice like, hey, if you want blue, go for it. We're gonna blink up, use our ultimate, use our 2, get the knock up, consume the minions. And that's it. He's full health. We only need to hit him with that ability like 10 more times. Nem's here. Nem is somebody we could get a pick on. We're holding our stance switch. She dives under tower. We're going to hit her with the 1. We're going to jump onto her, use our ultimate, use our 2, use our 1, and we're able to get the pick onto Nemesis. Kukulkan still can't kill us, so we're just going to walk back to tower. What an interesting game. He definitely does more damage in his transform state, but I still don't think he can really kill us. That poor Nem. I think she showed up twice when we got him to pick on her twice. We're just worried about clearing wave. Looks like we're going to rotate towards mid. The action is about to finally start.
Enemy missing middle.
There's Tiamat. I'm going to summon our 2. We missed a stun. Get some good damage. Bring him about to half health. We're going to use our ultimate. So we chunked him. He did a little bit of damage to us.
Your right tower has been destroyed. Attack the Gold Fury.
We push him back. We have a grouping of 3. We should be able to get gold right here.
Burn away the unworthy.
We are kind of low on mana. We do not have blue buff. We're going to have to pull back a little bit because the Kukulkan's here. Emoji ultimate down. Unfortunately, we lose our Pele.
Out of mana. Retreat.
We're just going to settle for the oracles and probably back here.
Be right back. Be right back. It all
We're going to keep fighting. We're going to use our 2. The Nem was able to blink away. If she did not, we would have gotten the pick right there. We're going to go ahead and finally pick up our starter item. We were thinking about going Void Shield, but we can go Sundering Axe. Sundering Axe is going to provide us 30 physical protections, 30 magical protections, and 250 health. It has a passive that damaging an enemy god steals 10% of their current health from the target and restores it to you. This effect can only occur once every 7 seconds. This Tiamat's got some serpents summoned. Even though it somewhat feels useless, I feel like knowing what to summon, when to summon, and how you engage with the summon you have set up is really important to how you play Tiamat. Pele's able to get the pick. So Sundering Axe is going to provide us some valuable defenses, and is also going to allow us to steal some health away. I'm going to go ahead and work on blue buff. Right now we have 4 scorpions marching up. Now there's 6 total. We want to switch to our flying stance. Summon some more serpents. Start working on this tower. Golem is here, so we are going to have to back up. The enemy team is able to secure the Gold Fury. That is super unfortunate. They do have about a 4,000 gold lead on us, although we are up in kills. Looks like they're up in level as well. We're going to go ahead and rotate mid. Emoja and on her. We're going to blink onto the on her, use our ultimate, get the hardened scales. I'm going to dash away into our flying stance. There's his jump. We're going to activate AR2, get the slow onto this nemesis, fire R2 off. Unfortunately, our jungler was able to trade that out. Bit of a team fight going on. I'm going to activate R2, go ahead and jump over the Emoja wall, make sure we get out. Use our ultimate. I think we only hit 2 of the 3 right there. We're going to consume, we're going to knock up. We're going to use our 3, fly back. Colin's here. We're able to get the pick onto the nemesis. All 3 of our kills have been on this nemesis. They get the stun onto the Colin. Since we have Yanis here, I think we actually do have the damage to get the pick onto him if we can keep him CC'd enough for our Yanis. We're going to throw out our 2, get the stun onto Emoja, jump in, use our 2. Should have used our ultimate before our 2 right there, so that way we would have gotten a hardened scale and also been CC immune for the Colin ultimate.
Out of mana. Attack middle lane.
We should be able to burn this down. We have Sylvanas for sustain. We get the slow onto the on her. We're out of mana. We do not have blue buff around us, so we are going to need to back here in just a moment.
Out of mana.
We're wearing blue, so we don't really need to pick it up. Let me go ahead and clear this wave. We do have enough money for another item, so we are going to want it back. We have a couple of options here. We need magic defense. We could go into Genji's Guard for cooldown, which I do not really want to do because we're kind of lacking power. We could go into Void Shield, or Void Stone, I should say. Void Stone is going to allow Janice, Sylvanas, and myself to deal additional damage. It's going to provide percent penetration to enemies that are close to me. And then our last option that I think is viable is we could go into the Talisman of Energy. The Talisman of Energy is a great utility item, and we see that Sylvanas does not have it, so that's what we're going to pick up. The Talisman of Energy is going to provide us 60 magical protections, 300 health, and it has a passive that getting a kill or an assist on a minion will cause you and your allies within 70 units to gain a stack of energy. You're going to get full stacks if you get a god kill or assist. Energy stacks provide 2% movement speed and 2% attack speed and 10 MP5 per stack. Lasts 10 seconds and can stack up to 6 times. So if we get a kill, anyone on my team that's standing around us is going to gain 12% movement speed, 12% attack speed, and 60 MP5. Super valuable item and super valuable stats to have in the middle of a team fight. I don't think we can do a whole lot to this Kukulin, so we're going to go ahead and just rotate left. We get the knock up, we get the ult, we're able to get a pick. Now we have full stacks on Talisman of Energy.
Attack left lane. Group up. I see you, tiny one. Suffer thee no more.
We're going to go ahead, summon a 2. Colin's in the back line. We want to keep him away from our squishy characters. Oh, he's weak. We might actually be able to get a pick onto him. We're going to jump in. We're going to use our ultimate. We get at least 2 people. On her jumps away. That Kukulkan's so weak. We're going to get the knock up. We're going to jump in, use our 1, dash back with our 3 to enter the flying stance. We're going to get some good damage onto this on her. We're going to fire our 1 shots. Unfortunately, we miss. The Danzabor is able to get the pick onto the on her. We're going to start working on this left Phoenix. Jump over the Umoja wall, get the knock up onto the Nem. Janice is able to get the pick onto her. We're doing a little bit of tanking for the team. Be super cool if our team would focus the Phoenix. The Phoenix is pretty much still full health, even though we're taking a lot of damage. Kukulkan transforms, is able to get the pick onto the Danzabora. And use our knock up, use our 1, use our 3. Still doing very little damage to this Kukulkan.
Enemy missing right. Retreat. Enemy missing right. Attack fire giant. Attack the gold fury.
Since we were unable to get the Phoenix, we're just going to fall back, hit the Primal Fury instead. The Primal Fury is going to give everyone on our team a stacking buff that allows us to deal more damage to jungle monsters. This includes Harpies, Colored Camps, future Gold Furies, Pyromancers, and Fire Giants. We're going to consume this red buff so we can wear it, leave Janice a copy, back, and then go pick up our red buff.
I appreciate this humble tribute.
We're going to go ahead, buy a movement speed potion, sell our boots, and pick up Soul Reaver. Soul Reaver is going to provide us 95 magical power, 300 mana. It has a passive that your abilities deal an additional 2% of the target's maximum health as magical damage. If the target has over 2,000 health, this damage scales up. It can scale up to 9% maximum health at 2,750 health. Subsequent hits on the same target do half the bonus damage for the next 3 seconds. So right now, we have some Serpents marching up lane. The enemy team was able to secure Fire Giant.
We need wards. We need wards.
We're going to go ahead and summon another set of Serpents. So the first set was 6. The second set is going to be 12.
Group up.
Right now we're kind of eyeballing, looking for them in the jungle. We have our Serpents again. We're going to summon our third set. This is going to make 18 in right lane. We're going to push up the lane a little bit. Now, just watch that mini-map. I'm going to go ahead and pick up the enemy blue buff. Emoja's coming towards us. Golem's coming towards us. Our little Serpents are on the move. That's the Umoja ultimate. We're just trying to survive the fight. Our Serpents were able to get the tower. Whole lot going on in this fight. We get stunned. We're going to have to use our 3 to jump over the wall. Or just jump back. Somehow we survive. Our Serpents are now on the Phoenix with the minions. It was a full 5v5 fight going on, so nobody should be able to get there in time. And look at that. Our Serpents are about to get the Phoenix while they have Fire Giant. Oh, it feels good. It feels good. We sent 18 Serpents up right lane. Nobody was able to respawn and get the pick onto them, so it was a free Phoenix and a free tier 2 tower. Now that we have Soul Reaver online, we can really bop. Oh my goodness, that was just a single ability. We're going to fire off our 1. She's very weak. That's her dash. We're going to blink up. Now that we have Soldier online, we know we can be super aggressive. Get the knock up, get the 1. We almost got the pick on the Nemesis. We're going to fight this Umoja. Why not? Summon a 2. Get the stun onto Nem. We'll fight this Nem. We have Bancrofts. We have Reaver. We got plenty for this fight. We're going to wiggle around a little bit. We're going to get the knock up. Get the consume. Fly back. Summon a 2. That's going to slow the Umoja. We get the stun onto the Nem. Get some good damage onto her. That's a shell. We're going to kind of fall back because we're about half health. Now it's just the Umoja. We get the stun onto her. We're going to fire 1. We're going to jump up, get the knock up, get the 1 off, get the ultimate off to avoid the stun, and we're able to get the pick onto the Umoja. Nice little bit of damage right there. We're able to fight 2 people, pretty much leave with almost full health. And make it to where we're very scary for them to deal with. Use our ultimate. We're going to fly back. Summon a slow onto him. Miss the stun. We're going to fire our 1. Get the knock up, get the 1 off, get our ultimate off, get a hardened scale. We're able to get the middle phoenix. We're going to fly back, pop a shell, pop a health potion. We went into shell because we don't really need beads against this enemy team composition. So I think just getting an additional shell on our team would be helpful. Danzabora goes down. Not too much we can do right there.
I am impressed. Retreat! Be right back.
We're going to keep sending the serpents up. I think it'd be really cool to get a Tiamat in a game with a bunch of Ymirs, everybody building max cooldown. Tiamat just continuously summoning serpents while Ymirs keep putting walls up to gather the serpents up, and then you unleash like 100 scorpions or serpents onto them. What would that do? What would that look like? I think that'd be a really cool thing to see.
Attack fire giant! Help! On my way. My children are searching. On my way. Retreat!
We're gonna go ahead and secure the Pyroman. So we're aiming for Fire Giant, but the enemy team was nearby, so we just settled for Pyro. Pyro is going to provide everyone on our team a buff where we're going to gain 40% increased movement speed when leaving the fountain for 15 seconds. We get the stun onto Colin. We're going to fire off our 1.
Attack fire giant!
Now that we've kind of pushed him back, I think it's a great time to go for fire. We'll go ahead and do the tanking. We're going to go for Nemr on her. They're both pretty good targets. Get the 1 off. We're going to use our ultimate. We're able to pick onto Nem. On her, jumps away, dodging our knockup. We're going to get this slow onto Umoja. She's able to use a portal. Beautiful ult from Janice. We're going to go ahead and get the knockup. Use our ultimate. Keep chasing her. She uses another portal. We're able to secure the right Phoenix. They only have 2 people up. We should be able to push the Titan right here. We're going to go ahead and do the tanking, and our team's able to secure the victory. Well, if you enjoyed the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. That really helps these videos out. If you feel like you learned anything at all, check out the channel and subscribe for more content. These stats for this game will be posted in just a moment. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you have a great day. I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.